Folks, Miniad Adaje, our program we want, it's not for the weak. Until you say we are weaker, men meha, and menenamha, and mehamadrine. But folks, tonight, on Monday, details about the demolition exercise at a course Ajringano in the East Likonwa. The Vice President, His Excellency Alhaji Muhammadu Baumia, the family members be together with some operatives of the security services. While so far we've seen police, we've seen military. Na enanadwi me de part 2 Abramo. But first of all, let me establish this quickly, sir. Before this show, quite a number of people, but may I say, sir, notably, one person, a Ghanaian living in the United States, spoke to me this afternoon and said, Sekweku, and that the land doesn't belong to either George Oti Bonsu and now also say the Vice President, family members. So, okay. So, told this man, for also further and better particulars, brah, because we are doing some investigations into all of this. And may I say, sir, this is a developing story with several angles all looming. And I, Kweku, do not, may I say this quickly, and look at me in the camera. I'm looking at you in the camera, say, Kweku, I am not taking sides to this issue against who, no. I am only speaking on this issue given the circumstances of what has happened and why some state agencies, like the military, supposedly, or the police, and other parasitas, ebe jumping, including, said, the third preposition, said, the laws of Ghana, any the judicial system, no, egu asem no so omu edi asem yenwie ye George Oti Bonsu diao president nebusuafo ni diao no asase na wo ho no de ete biara no asase ni woni wura, but so long as yesi edan yesi sinko ade na chese nipa na si ye, may I say nipa na o si dan no may be wrong or may be right, enye ho na me hwe no edan esisu property esi dinosaur, properties esi so. Eternal comes first. Anye biampo no, enipa no a osi dinosaur so no, or you wrong mpa. Properties na esi so no, ebetimi serve a purpose for humanity. Ohona mehwe no. And this I need to establish the base. So obi anyema no ensi bone ankasa Kweku, which side now support to know? I am not. And I'm looking at the issue by way of also questioning the authorities of the state and the laws of Ghana, say whether or not say BB says here, kwan we su ne yefa so eye no, kwan we su ne yefa so ye no dia, then we have the same principle. But then you got to join me for us to condemn the acts of this demolition first, before we establish who is the bona fide property of the land. And I need to make this clear. Now, on Monday, the Frontline show opened some dark secrets of the syndicated group belonging to the echelons of government, whose modus operandi is to be going around and demolishing people's properties and confiscate it. So when we say, "Uyi, the esi we easily going to nchenya." Monday no, menemu din komo bi kachira mo say, "Me we enye mi hu, edi enti na enye mi hu because as a journalist, investigations are my year, efans as some who any adenum has opened my eyes to see and now know a syndicated group are one more eshishe the government corridors. We used to abide notably Vice President and the President office and omudi this answer money way. Now tonight, may you hear this. I'm going to give you names and I'm going to give you pictures people enipa one mo hihye president no office so me the pictures ni bi ba kyerɛ mo na mo amahu ni mi wi a saa nkrofo no mama wo 48 hours mo mra bonte come and deny all of them ba beken enti de course so easily go ho no so mo the police fo a soldier for na ekoyo me walk him through for you to know what is. You see, on some Monday me car say me chere Ghana for say asem na ma waboboa no and say the year canon you see agro no yen kan ma wo fi a wo se mu ode yie but enya ba wo fi pe bibini eye ne ya no wo kasa so wo zero Oti Bonsu a the case even more murky. Oti Bonsu a member of the New Patriotic Party and for that matter a financier, is it not? So question, why would they, who in the wildest imagination would want to take such a bitter pill and give it to George and say, George, open your mouth, swallow without water, and we say all is well. We all woke up and saw videos circulating on social media revealing a massive demolition cost to one Mr. Oti Bonsu, a businessman and also a financier, Emma MPP. And I just yet say, Uray, Nasasi, and for now, Yankasa, ono na ne dan siso. Say any deal, say any deal, on no see as a dino, a see assassin so for now. Intimate media no akamasem. Now, until today, details are still from the residents, corridors, why they undertook that exercise. And Ubebi says, details are still what? Sketchy. Why they undertook that exercise. And we are learning that several attempts had been made earlier to have the buildings demolished, even though they knew that the matter was in court. Minimum can say, Mr. Details are still sketchy. Said Vice President corridors no say any yiro, say any nuano, say ya hwayo. One mun timi embe church ne be bi ma ntiase bi nya adwuma. Ba ni na koda. De yenya ene de ye tete no so kire say. E dan na nkasampo no na o ma ya attempt so me bu dan no kregu several weeks ago. Ansa na no Yawade, one mkoha, umkodi se jumawe. This I say, enemy. A kwanya ya faswa, ya dri a dying egu. A kwanya faswa, ya demolish properties. A kwanya ya faswa, ya bedri whatever. And una mi bisa say, in the laws of Ghana, format na ya dekono. It's the same. By the way, at the same format, no, and omni kodi se jume, and I had the fofro. Folks, I am walking you through home. Tonight, the WhatsApp number would be 020-297-3461. My WhatsApp line 020-297-3461. Making kind. Shannon say a program no. And YouTube, Facebook. Uko YouTube wa subscribe. Nasa press ya domane. Send a beya. Ye program biana also beden ubenya ebina wahwe na intem so quick na bibia no adeda mo no ko YouTube a ubenya program no na wahwe intem afi so wo hwe program we no menya akwadworo bomodia na yeden send a link no ema wunie bi all the way to him for Boko Senemano. Hafasni Senemano. Owo Enchi Senemano. Bebia Enkraha Senemano. But sha uko eye friend is saying o way no so with TV no so flip it through with TV no ubehu CTV. Very easy. CTV na say wash and live. But so na unyan so a mesrawo Bomodia na call phone so uko phone so a YouTube ono na wa press it YouTube no na wa koso na wa type it my CTV ubenya programming ahwe ne kama na so ko Facebook a neno so why den wakwa akɔhwɛ na ne kama mo suane ana yes suane for so ebetimi so wo suane na wo struggle na wonya wo TV ne so a so betimi akɔ social media no Facebook any ade na wakwa akɔhwɛ me bia ye kama ɛwɔ hɔ no. Now tonight yɛde kɔ deeper and only a bit so anadwe, then we ask these the very fundamental questions tonight. We here at CTV want to ask the following questions. Who deployed the soldiers from the army headquarters to that location? Who deployed the army or the soldiers from the army headquarters to that location? When I do army, a soldier for no echo. Because what I have ascertained, it's said about 2 weeks ago, and ora Oti intelligence in a sutre nipe bi ba be bubu dan no okoho okojira hwa bogada incident bi ensi no tu ne car no koye. Then subsequent to this, an intelligence for Sababio. And then so who say yes, nipe bi ba ho. Okodru ho no na kire se asojafo pa be bodom pemwa bulldozers esisi low bed aka tintintin low bed bulldozer sisi so a womo aba location on ba be conduct exercise oho ena wa cost wo no obisibisi wo nsem se edien na mo ba be yi eno de nkomo ni mu a na kire se de so mo ya ne so mo san wo machi na wo mo ko wo mo be ko no ena mo disappear na mo ko e ho no ra Oti Bonsu hu se no asam no aye make so ora Oti Bonsu e de asemi kokko dane first former president John Ajekum Kufuor say papa asem MPP for ho na president former president Kufuor ka kire ne say wait twen na asemi me de be show penny bi nsa no penny na tu sa namon en wo Fred ora Fred Oware wono so MPP penny ena Fred Oware odi asemi hye ne nsa en wo ka kire Fred is onhwe ena asem no ama bedwem asem a president Kufuor e ka kire omo no. But it's unfortunate Mr. Former President Kufuor asem na ba bedwem akwakumenya bi America. Yes won say ba bedwem yi e de nim guase kese ene e de bre vice president any MPP as a party and as a government, is it not? Yes. Tiebeka na sa amamo. Ehona Fred Oware so etu anamon. Anamon na wo tuo no en wo Fred Vice President ne yere Samira Baumie ne nua eye Abu Ramadan, a very good friend, meaning Ramadan very. Or friend asem say skatabra ena tade bae. Fred Oware, according to what Kweku I have ascertained, will peruse documenti, could draw a logical conclusion. Ena was sign a free parties in Mienu, including Abu Ramadan, say, Omra na wumunin komo. A ho and Abu Ramadan retorted, say, a day na Omra na ome, no say, as some as a saw report case, back to former President Kufuor. Because we penny was mano non-fa assembly muay and continue to say Sabunu Baya, let us discuss a document. Abu Ramadan is siho. One for Papa Nasem and ye hearsem. And one said the call ended and the end of the case and said Yekumu say Afidi Yekubu Budai. And the Abu Ramadan Nankasan were Vice President Nakontanum. Any Vice President in any fear and penny form we show Sabu Ramadan. Woman ni die and Fred Oware, woman for Buoni ni die and former President Kufuor. Folks, asam or na medemo ko. Eno na nadwi ye gina so ye bisa se etini na nkamfo no asoja for ba ho a when they deploy asoja for no from the army headquarters to the location. Number 2, is the Chief of Defense Staff aware of his personnel out there on such exercise? Chief of Defense Staff of Army Headquarters, we are aware Lieutenant General Opon Pepra, very nice man. And in here, Bisa said, Mr. Oponwe, General, are you aware? Say, some of your men were sent to the location to go and carry out such an act. And a media minimum, we are asking these questions because in the coming days, some of them must provide answers. Number 3, has the CDX Chief of Defense spoken? Soja from Penifua, Mona Mubo Soja, and who buying Obia Kasana, a soldier for spokesperson, O Hinfa, Kendala Magashi. I think, sir, you have to speak. Now, let's assume for one, say, oh, yes, in Nippon economy, a fake soldiers. If they are fake, a soldier for an economy, and ya soldier for, when we free the Ghana Armed Forces, please, we are expecting a statement to be issued by the Army headquarters within the very shortest possible time. Yes. Number 4, was this exercise an official assignment or a private exercise? Yebisamo. A soldier for na ekohono so one free Army headquarters me bisawo. A exercise sanctioned by the Army or a private edumebi any idea soldier for no koe. Which one is it? Because I know it can never be said a soldier for betimia sorry akwa carry edumebi abra say eduma no mo carry no penibi ensha asie. So which is what we are trying to connect the dots and the T's and make a sense of it all. Number 5, does the military have a such unit for such exercise outside their domain? And Army headquarters when you perceive mu wa unity bi wo mu a sebi obi pese obubu ni dan and I perceive ko bubu obi dan a the obeya say you just go invite them no matter bulldozers pa no makono meku bubu ama. Do you have a unity bi ewo army ni mu ana? In the military, I don't know. I want to know. Then the Atosu and song is the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Dr. George Akufo Addo. Are you aware that some men in the Ghana Police Service were part of this exercise? And Dampare, we are aware of this exercise. We just want to know. Now, if you baby sir, has the Chief of Defense Staff together with the Inspector General of Police issued any statement or have they spoken? I stand to be corrected. But within the very shortest time before I came on air, I haven't seen any statement. Neither have I heard. But now let's assume, as I said earlier, that police for a fake police for Army officers and as army troopers or army whatever no mukwe and so you fake. I am here to say so when you faker, then the Inspector General of Police George Akufo Addo, the army commanders and as a Chief of Defense Staff, I think so you have to issue a statement. Tell the whole world the army disassociates itself from this exercise. The police disassociate. Will know what is going on. So that some people, personnel within the establishment must be taken responsible for this. And may tram. Yeah, tram power. Finally, has the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, spoken or not yet? I didn't say the Vice President no Untimin Kasai. Why is the Vice President so quiet? Well, Monday, I exposed a syndicated group, both at the Vice President office and the office of the President, respectively. On Monday, now, you see, I think either known or unknown to the Vice President Nakasa office 101 mutiano eni pakubi shisha office wa womu use office and they perpetuate sa boni way and they don't know. Then I make a choice, hey baby, the whole of cantonment, Labone Stretch, Airport West, and many of the plush areas in the capital, Ninara, have been engulfed by these charlatans, crooks, ragamuffins. Wamo and omotete sansas. Look, and sasia, ayan crime phone sasia, ya acquire in the name of the state. Amika say all of this land at this time must be released back to the owners of this royal offense. Asasui. No? Abanim pedimfoni na assign afasa ansasui atwa momo. Oh yes. Look, let me tell you folks, me kwekwa mete. As part of my investigative journalism, investigated a know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. And yeah, Grodio. Now to make a look, I have investigated prominent personalities and sa cinemonia dia. A baimun penny for Edwomansa atoto so yet in tam diako. I quite remember during the era of President Akufo. Now so winnim Venison, West Hills, that is Oko Kaswana from Wager, then SCC, then you drew West Hills more. West Hills more, I walk Kaswa stretch so. Baby, West Hills, as I see way, Asia West Hills is This whole parcel of land belongs to mine. Kojo Abebiu, the fifth, the late Kojo Abebiu, the fifth of Jamestown. Jamestown for one size, no. You're for Dunkuna. Now, one more with your story, and one more minim, asma making. I'm talking about more than 15 years, I bet or more. Jamestown for Eton, it's a huge, very huge. And I'm Thomas, I see the mass native for. One more Thomas native for no. And a native for it to one on my ice and farm. All Nina Cocoreas a fee. Jamestown for noa himfufui kodwa baby onin nkrofui twitwa omo starting say if you mo tonton and say edema individual developers and anyway and we sidan anyway no we sini de e brass native ni ba omo ho so no na sa parcel of land in here have been encroached by individual developers dakope and as native for years no enough is enough and as native for the bulldozer for be room say bam and omudwiri dan ye gu ho ina omudwiri ni na agu fam. Yes, so it demanded say let Kojo Abebio, the fifth of Jamestown, and a snake must sit to reconcile their. That's what how and akum did that magis Canadian. Wow, as some way I can in area so yen council fembesi yen nuanom nkrafo mote aha mo and a capital way and say eshamunzawo. The whole Ghana minim region bia ubekomwa a whole sas some aya trimamentrinaya blows than here in the capital Accra. And I think sir the establishments and the decision makers of this nation, we must begin to now have a serious dialogue. Let's move the capital from Accra elsewhere. Now some remraha. Wow. Kweku bodamfo ya meti here. It took myself to go into this matter because I was called. A lot of journalists were on board this investigation. The rest went to bed. And I took up this matter. At that time, who was the minister for Professor Mokainwa? I sat down with Professor Phoebe, sat down with Snit in Peninfor. The Ebeyan said, we have to go back assassinate now all the way from down to the top of the hills down to the seashore. No. Jamestown for Monsa na Matumedi, the rest is needed for there. Into the years here, developers have to form what you call Dunkuna association. An association or form me, after the years said they have to go back to SNED to regularize their document. Into na wukwa won say a dani sisi ya and a why deben height for SNED for mebesi time bi ho and a Westels for so na hu sem abakwasam na mede ball no me kwaku a mehwe ma yie to ye me ni asase ba kokra o no me ka sabe ye nuanom nkranfo ahemfo a me ma support to we fight more monsas even during the days I was on radio and on TV and easy now so me ni wo masase ba kusi ni nara ye disika na ye to. Yes, this is where you must know one thing, sir. When you pledge your services to God and country, it's always like that, not to take an undue advantage. Now, so, Monwa, decision makers of this nation, ya jia sa se diama a government, ya say abai enko se hospital, abai enko ye say no, man fast asina enko ye hwe, na ma chance asina afa. Na ma chance asino ama mo ho. Na ma menka se mi wa lawyer penny bi wa ha sa lawyer no o emi nua penny na mebo wudi na Kwame Jan, you are well known, well vested when it comes to land matters. But Kwame, I can hint you on the show, be very, very careful. Lawyer Kwame Jan, Kwame may say be very careful with the manner in which will surface it to, or whether you know all when it comes to Nsasisem in the capital. I'm telling you, Asem Kesieba. Because nipe pishishe wechia, mpesa mekoho. Wow. Now, mameka se entinye Nsasisem ina na ukwa kodi echira because you have to get something out of it. Some of us, we've done it beyond you can imagine. Jamestown Manche, the late Kodwa Baby. Hey, dear na wanka, and so make we to area ho, miniasa as be ada ho. And so ye we no, na some green ye pemana be area ho, and now some real ho. Tonight, I want to move further to mention somebody. Me catch us say, or your top member of MPP, MPP penifo binum, you so sa nipa we, e de call rounds, e bubun crofo e dine. No mu we are. Force o mu bubu dan no ma gidan no mo de ko asase no na nyem won febo ni din sa demolition e course so East Lagos may be part of it. Yes, and I'm here to mention one Mr. Akufo Addo who uses fake complimentary cars to intimidate people whenever they want to attack their victims. Sa papai oya papa Ofriko abetifi. Akufo Addo. Akufo Addo ete Oti wager stretch SCC. Udru wager, upo wager ho kakra bia. The next say no SCC stop. SCC traffic light no. Asia no when you say on the right of the traffic light no. We say building this one. That is Akofo's house. And I want my producer Monfa Akufo pictures and Toso. Tonight we are naming them and shaming them and expose them. Eric Entribuesiakon. Eric Entribuesiakon is a relative of President Addo Akufo Addo. And Eric Entribuesiakon is also 2IC. Or a 2IC, Emma Wine, Captain Koda, Office of the President. Monfa Vincent Entribuesiakon enter screen so. More that to so. Monfa nento so. Good. Now, Iranum, Tihaye. Papa, your that screen is Entribuesiakon. Or your President Akufo Addo or no, and we in charge of Debeya. President Akufo Addo bekwa bontia. The convoy na edine bekono. Ono no ye the security operative or taking supervision of all of that. And ono no CSO or ye 2IC Emma Captain Koda. Now, the same papa we ye friend of Eric Entribuesiakon. Ono aso no ye achimpem hene e wa achimebuakwa. Achimebuakwa mu hene and oda screen is no. Now, Mr. Eric Entribuesiakon, when we say Ebra oni me bedi nkomo no, subsequently I tried to get you to have further conversation. We said now he even told me personally say on person ni din be pia bonten. Na na me say we Siakon we di pie. Mu na mu ye crooks. Mu ye crooks and am share office of the president ho. Mr. Entribuesiakon a ye achimpem hene e wa chimebuakwa on other screen is no. O say ma ye fa ni di. Now, Miss Perse, what Miss Entribuesiakon, Madel, Brabontain in the next 48 hours. Come and tell Ghanaians, say, and you could be a name, say, sa complimentary card now, ora, we are fee. Or they call around no, the intimidating crofona, we shake and I'm yes, our card. Danabedi and throw anabe confirm and abe deny, say, office of the president now, only ora, Captain Koda, more honor. Captain Koda, only one, only movie, I don't know. And you on one asema. But who catch them say who Captain Koda office. And on me be so watching him he say complimentary card na we are free. You know. Wish him any day we are your friends and complimentary card na we are free. Come and deny. Mo ka ho na mo ankasa mo ma mo nua President Akufo Addo mo trouble no. Any ye biaka. Now me we are Afi me baha. Ne me bisa another question. What role and a former Greater Accra Regional Minister, Eye Ora Henry Korte, Mr. Korte, what role are you playing in the land disputed cases in the capital? Mr. Henry Korte, me bisa wasemo. Me say anamoto bay, role bay, and I will play in land disputed cases in the capital by way of trying to influence your way across the top officers of Lands Commission. Lands Commission is on a dine of a fair. Now so any dine nipa timu somehow a lot have been compromised. Eranum share asamna menemo kan unye hu said the but the onim nim the wakom nim the America. Ara hosem Lands Commission penifo go compromise omo. Now woni ma de sa na make catch mo na no say sa we afia me bo ni din me de ne picture kire mo we afia ono no se kire ora this iconic prolific writer musician Matonto ote ni fie ono ani fie Matonto te hemfa ote eye jowulu na sase we sini dan wo so ne yire ne ne ma na omote ho Matonto tena ho for more than 40 years. Sase na Matonto tena ho was given to Matonto by late head of state Lieutenant General Ignatius Kutu Echampon and ode ho emma Matonto so mo enter at the time wa ora Matonto no ma kwakobo music festival bi emede enum nyamhye abregana. Yes. So we are fee. Now we are fino and in Crawford and address nipa dawo a dem honum. One koko to seal no. Just one budan negu. Kutu seal no and a drop. Matonto sabi we free ne yire eba enoto ekuya kunedu yadom maami ti Germany oba Ghana ebedi 2 weeks o sesen na wako obesie o maami na wako na watoto nioma yeso ototo maami ne ti Ghana ha 3 years asem na minimum kan onko e oda so te ha because of we are faith. Because of Papa we are free Addo out the office of the president. Complimentary card when we the intimidating Crawford. The same as Asuwe Macton today. Ora wun to me. No see MPP chairman in Ashanti region. As so say, Sasasino, Nedia, nti Ubia nye steady. Now win him. Moon ye pictures no. A bra womu call, womu the police, womu police fo and omudo mu ko ho ekobu budan no eye ora asiedu I'm sorry, I'm telling the story. Mr. Asiedu Nima police or command we are fe enen nkrofo kwadada papa ne say wo mu here police protection and that wo mu here exercise bi ewo roadside wo mo de kiosk ni ade esisi ho no e no mo ehia police protection e de akopampam only to realize no wo mo the police for no e kwa ko supervise the demolition of this iconic personality Matonto and ora Asiedu enya intelligence and then he has to recall the police wo mo free ho munyi pictures ni na munyi building no monfa building Matonto building and toso say yes. Now this is Matonto's building. Na share a dinosaur. We met two dining na ahumachi. Nipa the dining wall and we move two dinosaur. Yes, we are few way. Now, this anena American asem atempem hine mo fa no so mra. Atempem hine so say the whole of Jowulu trainway ho from the trainway air stretch it all to him for nyaho Tamaklo area ho na Nedia and oje ho asase na achempemene folks Ghana nye better sao but midimu be wie wa ha na mebisa asemi nso ha se ora John Jinapo we minister for on the ministry near then John Jinapo we want you to come out and tell Ghanaians how much of millions of dollars was handed over to you. Ne bi call President Akufo Addo. Sikebia ba unsem. Ye hear answer yes or no. Ora John Jinapo Minister and Forestry or whatever it become. But unimu ho. Me say Achemota Forest in Sasisem Abu Jinapo Sika saying and about ho. I be so called President Akufo Addo abarache motansa asesem Ghana mesemu pese butu yebeye ne sama mo pese Ghana butu you see let me tell you folks me to a politician won't mean threaten me that don't try dare do it spiritually physically don't who treat you a better be me can play natural nobody is scared baby I'm pese am de Ghana kon ne yekon twituo ye betwituo wo bo bi bebo. We are getting to the crescendo. Nobody is going to spare anybody. This kind of impunity and this kind of abuse of people's rights is getting out of hand. Because me kwekwa metia menti asese wo ya wo ba na Ghana nso awo ya do ba se be na meba o the ministers no kwa mote ho amudi nsamfo no a mote ho do you know peni bi akasa west because I bufu keke to say me bebe ya a rock and a Jubilee House or no threaten me say me was see TV bra me nko I'm here who hear me bra who waste time come here here mo fe say kasa ne kasa nye kasa o we mean it so busy we mean it busy na me se mo de momra na wo be kire me say o my Ghana no wo e na wo papa de ma o say bra na mu properties momra na mo meche enfema mo na ye de sebe yen ene yenim nyansa yen fo ya no nkopem bo na moja ba na atafre wati ye twem abugina pay brabe ka che Ghana for how much millions is saying and about ebia ko President Akufo Addo ene kure bra na be kire be kamu ni kure on that Chimota Forest assembly yeken folks when we say it's legon in Sasisemi Taubeka say oh akakabensam no adɔɔso ama kyerɛ sɛ sɛ biom ɛyɛ abuse of state kyerɛ sɛ everything but the mɛka kyerɛ m sɛ monya ahwɛ yie ɛna mobɛyɛ monyɛ mmarima so much saa o dabi na ɛna mpanimfoɔ ka sɛ sɛ woyɛ bɛrima pia yɛkugya wo na ɛno nso ne yɛka sɛ abofra wo wɔpa de kɔkɔɔ ahwɛ a yɛde damanamana kyerɛ no na mo de mo nkɔ so na monyɛ de amopɛ momfa Ghana sunsum engwa topre na monyɛ de amopɛ the day of reckoning beba na meka asɛm bi na meka ya na ayɛ sɛ mede di agorɔ ebinom bedwane ebinom betuto wirem kwayem emipom esirem nnuam nsuom mo bedwane because ye ni mo many of you munyɛ mema sa me say munyɛ mema most of you security guard etu ka mu a na wo ye dede but wonim say wonyɛ bema ye gya wo nko say walk on the principal street of the capital you be shot dead obi be bo soma fo wachi emwa se bema enti tumi na ye de amamo no mun use tumi ne respect na mama Ghana fo ni hum eso mfaso na munyan akaka bensam any arrogance and display of power mudi bulldozers ekogu easily gone na mububu dan no na eye den tonight folks afimunti MPP for na mpenimfo no they are now talking to themselves. They are giving each other warning. MPP for no we anya NDC to MPP ni ankasa na wokasa giving warning to the vice president household who is speaking. I want you to listen to this and make a sense of it all. Take a listen to her. Who is she? Listen.
Ghana for me mama how asam bi ha mi fitenra nani 3 days nyina asam ni ha mi me pacho hona na akwa bubu dan yi mumbra out na mumbe kire nipa bubu dan no na ye MPP for dodo ade abudabara ade we PNC ade na wo beba be special won say MPP men say a party nko ade na wakwa bubu dan ye ka obia to me ba out mbembe kasa se eye say ana nye say na muma ye MPP force muma party we ko opposition mu be humu piga pa hey at a show munya careful
Mami okasa e se bebre mu nim no Hajia Fati oye CPP ni ana oye NDC ana oye den I know so MPP ni okuta den first vice ana minim ni post kra mo de aman oye MPP ni mebo a timwa mo bite mo ho mo be bite mo ho ama na ye news ni enye bi aka na mo bite mo ho wie na menye bi ka wo tra ho you do some phone kire me say kwekwanan you don't have the rights of ekeka we yare na we yare you yare a untimi nkeka answer me kire me